we're on the real world. Then we're doing a deal with Viacom. But like, first off, you source these watches. You come up with the idea. You had to come up with a name, right? So how'd you come up with the name? You just played with it and said it's flexible?
I mean, the watch was flexible. So we determined like, let's just keep it short and sweet. And flex was available. So we trademarked the word flex and that's where it began.
Okay. So you trademarked the word flex. Have you ever trademarked anything before?
That was my first time, but we had experience with licensing. So I knew owning the IP was going to be important and building a brand around that IP was going to be key because I watched other people.
So you just call an attorney. Hey, I'm trying to figure this out. I need to trademark this.
Yeah.
Okay. So then now you have the watch. How'd you end up on the real world?
All right. So what we did was we took a missions trip down to Mexico and we helped provide meals for children in need. So that was kind of like the first thing we did was we sold watches at Mariners Church in Irvine and we took the profits down to Mexico and Rojo Gomez and we helped build a community center and provide meals for children in need. So during that trip, we were having all these conversations about how we can build this brand and do a bunch of causes, not just meal program, right? And so my co-founder's mom connected us to this meal program in Mexico. And we went down there for a couple of days. And when we came back, we were thinking like, how do we expand this? How do we tell our story? Like what we just did down in Mexico was so cool. If we could visually show this to people, right? And they could see what we just did, they would be like, this is so cool. So that was like the concept in our head. And we got back to San Diego and we were starving. We were like, let's go get some food. So we go to this bar called Miller's Field and we sit down and I look up and I see lights and cameras and a boom mic. And I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but let's just seize the moment, right? And one of the kids that's sitting at the bar is wearing a Livestrong bracelet. And I look over and I'm like, hey, you like this watch? And I take my watch off and he looks straight at me and I show him the watch. And then the kid next to me starts talking to my business partner. And then one thing leads to another. And we tell him the story. We're like, yeah, we were just down in Mexico. We provide meals for these children in this breakfast program. And now we're building our brand. And one of the castmates was affected by suicide in his family. He wanted to create a charity to raise awareness for suicide and raise money for it. So I was wearing a blue watch on my wrist. And I'm like, we don't have a charity for this watch. So we decided to help him launch a charity to raise awareness for suicide. And a portion of the sales of this blue watch were going to go to his charity. So this all happened on camera. And I thought that was it. I thought that was the scene. And we walk out, and production comes like, hey, come here, sign this release, do this stuff. And then the kids walk out and they invite us over to the real world house. They're like, yo, you should come to the house and we should talk about this. So one thing leads to another. 40 days straight, I'm getting calls from the real world house every day. Can we come to the office? Can we come like to, flex watches to work? And so I ended up bringing these kids to the office, making them a brand, building them a website. And then, like I said, doing a fashion show. And after we finished filming, then the production company sold the show to Viacom. And then the network saw it. And they're like, hey, we got to talk because you guys are integrated into all these shots. And this is millions of dollars worth of exposure.